Welcome back. We are on episode 13 of Tea Time with FLOWETRY. And before we get started with today's raggedy episode, I have a PSA. Guys, don't leave your parents in the car without any way to get fresh air, especially if there's child locks on and they can't breathe. Yeah, there's a point to this. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. So yesterday we were at Costco. I love Costco. I probably sound old as hell. Listen, I like Costco. So we're at Costco and we pull up, park the car. There's a bunch of people surrounding this BMW, and turns out this couple left their elderly mother in the back seat, all the windows up, no AC, and you know, maybe because she was elderly or slightly dementia, I'm not sure, but she could not open the car door or roll down the windows. So she starts having this panic attack, and this lady is outside trying to talk her through climbing over the front seat to open the doors. It was a hot ratchet mess, but it just made me think, like, who does that? Because I see people give more care to dogs, you know, making sure the AC is on for their pets. So it's like, really, guys, this is what we're doing to our parents out here. We're leaving them in hot cars, you know, potentially to die. And, you know, as we walked around Costco, I could not help but think, I could never get away with that with my mom. I mean, y'all know my mom is crazy. She's country. She's a former cowgirl. She wouldn't play that. Let me try and leave my mom in the car hot with the locks on and no way for her to get air. It doesn't matter how old she is. I would have been in Costco in the fruit aisle, and all I would have seen is like a lasso come around my ankles and yank my ass. And as I'm passed out, staring at the ceiling, I would have seen this. Well, hello, mother. So, episode 13, we are deviating from our normal yoga programming, and I thought you would get a kick out of hearing the most raggedy questions I have gotten in my DMs through my FLOWETRY page. As you know, my Luna Posh Hippie page is private, and thank God it is. I only keep my yoga page public just to network and connect with people that are all over the world, which is wonderful. But with that comes buffoonery. So let's go inside and let me share this foolishness. So before we get into it, let's discuss our tea of the day. And today's tea comes from There Ain't No Tea. I thought you were listening to the title of this episode. Thank you. Today's tea is from Sonoma Valley, California, and let's get into it. All right, question number 1. What is your breast size? I wasn't sure if I was running a yoga channel or the casting couch, but yeah, I have been asked about my breast size. And if you're out there watching this, troll, you're still not going to get your answer. All right. Number 2, are you single? If you watch my channel, you already know the answer to that, which I answered in a nice way. And the follow-up question was, well, can you have friends? Don't you love when they ask that? Well, you can have friends though, right? Takes me back to my LSIC days. Lord Jesus. Number 3, do you wear a thong when you work out? This is pretty good, by the way, y'all, from Sonoma. I think it's a Zinfandel. You should try it. Goes good when responding to bullshit. So yeah, for my yogis, it doesn't matter what you wear when you work out, but I will just say that if you are a heavy sweater, please do not stay in your sweaty clothes for too long after working out. It's good to change out of your wet clothes, especially us ladies, and get changed as quickly as possible. All right, number 4. Can you do an episode on the Kama Sutra? No, I'm not going to do an episode on that. And unfortunately, this is a byproduct of our Western culture. We are very obsessed with sex and focusing on the physical aesthetic attributes of yoga. And it's so much deeper than that. The Kama Sutra is actually a very small part of the entire philosophy of yoga. So it's very unfortunate that the West has taken this small little segment and blew it up into what it is over here. But more on that later. Let's go to the next question. Does your man appreciate you posing sexually on Instagram? Actually, a young lady asked me this, and I explained to her that my man does not have a problem with it. I do not carry or conduct myself on my page in a promiscuous way, so he doesn't mind. And if you will look through my post, I believe I'm covered all the time. So no, he does not mind me posing and understands that it is not lustfully posing. It is the practice of yoga. How can I get my girl to do the splits like you? Well, hopefully your girl didn't see you DM me this question, but she can follow along on some of my hip opening flows. And I actually was asked in a nicer, more professional way to do an episode covering how to get into your vertical and horizontal splits. So just be on the lookout for that. And hopefully that answers your question. Next question. Well, this wasn't actually a question. This was more of a statement that I am too fat to teach yoga. Now, I respect everyone's personal opinion, and there are definitely people in the yoga world that feel like if you do not subscribe to what I feel is a cookie cutter mold, then you perhaps shouldn't be a teacher. I do not agree with that. I believe if you're looking to deepen your practice and perhaps teach, maybe, you're a bit thicker, a bit curvier. If your heart and your mind is in the right place, you are maintaining your practice and sticking to, the principles of the art, then you definitely are capable of teaching. There's someone out there who's going to appreciate your particular gift and how you deliver it specifically. So ladies or gentlemen, but mainly ladies, if you are not at your ideal body size or weight and you want to teach, please do not let what you see on social media stop you from sharing your gift with the world. Like I said, there's someone out there who wants to see what you can do. So don't worry about if you're not a size 4, size 2, size 0. Don't worry about that. Don't worry if you can't do the perfect pretzel, the perfect splits. Don't worry. As you continue to grow in your practice, you will find your own beautiful way of going into the poses and you're going to kill it. So that's how I address that. But to that person that told me that, all right, lovies, that is it. Hold on, one more. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday for episode 13, covering the most raggedy messages I have gotten through Instagram. It really goes to show that if you think, even if you conduct yourself or carry yourself in a certain way, that people are not going to be bold and say things to you that are completely out of pocket, you're wrong. It will happen. If you keep yourself on a public platform and expose yourself long enough, you are going to get trolls and you're going to get people that are going to say, like I said, out of pocket things to you. And you have to build up, you know, that thick skin. You have to keep pushing through regardless of foul comments or inappropriate opinions or opinions that you didn't even ask for. You just got to keep pushing through, you know, and to know that the people that are meant for you, your tribe, are going to rock with you no matter what. So for those of you that do, I certainly appreciate it. Until next time, we'll be back on our yoga programming next week. Until next time, bringing our hands over heart center, sending out gratitude for a new day we were not promised. Namaste. I'm gonna finish my wine.